It wasn't my first time riding in a helicopter, but I figured it was going to be my last time riding in anything, especially when the pilot took a nosedive out of nowhere. Thought my stomach was going to come out of my mouth. I'm not getting paid enough for this, I remember thinking. But then we leveled out, and I looked at the mountains. They were pretty. Then, of course, lightning struck. I mean, what better place to be when there's a lightning storm than in a flying metal box? Should have never taken this mission, but it was too late. I was with this guy Fisheye, which is a cool enough alias, and this guy Kelvin. Guy was an idiot. You can tell. He had dead eyes. If you stared in them long enough, you could see the back of his skull. Anyway, we were looking for this family. This guy Edward Puffton, his wife Barbara, and their daughter Virginia, who I wouldn't mind giving a ride back home, if you know what I mean. She had really thin eyebrows, though, like she plucked them too much. Girls are crazy. They're so vain they just rip hair right out by the roots. Anyway, save them or not save them, I could care less. I was getting paid either way. I rolled up my sleeve, though, to remind myself to fight demons. I got it tattooed on my wrist because I can never remember anything. And then shit hit the fan. Literally. Some shit hit the fan of the helicopter, or the rotor blades, or whatever, and we were spinning out of control. Fisheye and Kelvin were freaking out. Me? I was fine. I've been in situations like this before. Just another day at work. And then we landed. I thought that wasn't so bad. Fisheye and Kelvin were passed out, though. Bitches. Can't handle a little turbulence. And then we fell again. Should've seen their bodies flopping around, though. It was hilarious. Reminded me of those flailing tube men you see in front of car lots. And just when I thought it was over, we fell some more. Rolled down the mountain this time. And then I flew out of the fuselage. I thought that was lucky. Good thing I wasn't wearing my seatbelt like a little bitch. And then the helicopter, well, it almost fell right on top of me. When I opened my eyes, there was someone standing over me. I couldn't tell you what they looked like. All I could concentrate on was the shiny chrome jacket they were wearing. I remember thinking, who the fuck is this, Puff Daddy from the 90s? And then my lights went out again. When I woke up, I was freezing. Half buried in the snow. Figured time to get moving. Get the hell off of this mountain. Luckily, my backpack hadn't flown far. It was right near me. So I picked it up, put it on. I also had one of those emergency-only kits. I said, well, shit. Time to open this thing. And that's what I did. My trusty tactical axe. I equipped that right away. I was in a survival situation. I knew I most likely was going to have to chop some shit. I wanted to be prepared. There was loot scattered about, so I opened it all up. First crate had some duct tape. Second crate had a brick of C4 and a grenade. Yeah, nothing more useful on a rescue mission than explosives. Kelvin was freaking out. I said, man, you better get up and start looting this shit or I'm taking it all. Third crate had an arrow. That's right, one arrow. What moron put just one arrow in there? Then I found a tarp, batteries, and an energy drink. I thought food would be nice. And then I found some. So that was good. What I really needed was painkillers. That crash took a lot out of me. But instead I found another fucking arrow. Just one. That's right, another suitcase with just one arrow. Found more duct tape, but I just couldn't find painkillers. I thought this was going to be a problem. I found 9mm ammo. No pistol at the crash site, though, so I guess I can just throw the bullets at my target. Figured it was time to help Kelvin up. I said, get up out of the snow, man. What the hell's wrong with you? Aren't you freezing? He was more dazed and confused than Matthew McConaughey in that one movie. I wrote, follow me on a piece of paper, because I wasn't sure he could hear me. I ripped the paper off and hit him with it. I said, read that, bitch. And he did. He looked at me and nodded. I thought, thank God the guy could read. Then my next thought was, we got to get the hell off of this mountain. I pulled out my GPS to make sure that thing still worked after the crash. It seemed fine. And after looking at it, I noticed there was a cave nearby. I said to Kelvin, we should go check out that cave before we head down off of the mountain. What do you think? He said, yeah, that's a great idea, Glock. Whatever you say, you're the leader. I'm just kidding. He just scratched his ear and stared at me. On the way to the cave, I choppity-chopped a rabbit. I said to myself, great. Food's not going to be an issue. On the way to the cave, I spotted some broken down sleds on a frozen pond. I wasn't sure how thick the ice was, so I jumped on it to test it out. Seemed fine. Found me some food and money, and rope, and a bottle of vodka. Somebody was having a good time. Until they weren't. First thing I spotted when entering the cave was a skeleton, which is definitely not the first thing you want to spot when entering a cave. Figured fuck it. What's the worst that could happen? Inside, though, it wasn't worse at all. It was good. There was loot. So I stole it. I mean, not really stole it. Everyone in there was dead. So, you can't really steal from the dead, can you? I don't think so. We heard a waterfall nearby, so we decided to check it out. I didn't see a safe way down the mountain, but then I thought, hey, water's soft. We could just jump down the waterfall. So that's what we did. Was it a dumb idea? No, of course not. It was a brilliant idea. That's why I thought of it. We got down that mountain fast as shit. Now, even though I had my axe, I figured it was a good idea to craft a spear, so I put a couple of sticks together with some duct tape and used my knife to craft one up. You never know what's lurking in this forest. So now, whatever it is, I can stab it. I also put some cloth and leaves together and made some shitty armor. How much is this gonna protect me? Not much. I mean, glue some leaves to your t-shirt and see how much that protects you. But when you're in a survival situation, you work with what you have. We were looking for a cave on the map when I spotted a few guys down below the rocks we were standing on. I said, hey fellas, how you doing? Nothing. I said, maybe they're shy. I turned around and Kelvin was making friends with some monkey man. I said, what the fuck, Kelvin? Is that your friend or what? The monkey man ran off. Then a deer ran by and I took a swipe at him with my axe. He was too fast for me though. I said, fuck it, I got meat. I'll be okay. When I got closer to those three guys I yelled at, I realized why they didn't yell back. They were doornails, baby. One had a slingshot on him though, so I took it. I thought this could be fun. Then I took a shot at Kelvin. I said, hey, Kelvin, you running from your monkey man friend? Here, try and catch this shit. He ignored me. The cave in the area was boarded up. There was nothing my axe couldn't handle. It was dark as shit in there, and the lighter I had didn't help much. I saw some cloth hanging from a zip line, so I grabbed it. Not much else I could do with the zip line at the moment, and against my better judgment, I went deeper down into the cave. Then I spotted something. It was an air tank, so I collected it. There were some dead bodies down there. And then I thought it went deeper, but turns out it didn't. That was the end of the road for this cave, unless I can get some sort of zip line thingy. Figure, let me get the hell out of here. It was a little past midday when we found the camp. Nobody seemed to be around, so I said, well, let's steal all their shit. Hey, I'm from Jersey. What do you want from me? So as we were stealing their shit, I heard something. Turns out there was somebody there. And I said, fuck them. Then I found an electric unicycle. I said, no shit, they got these things out here? And I rode it around their camp for a little bit. It was awesome. After picking up literally everything that I can fit in my pockets, I said to myself, we better get out of here. Where there's one crazy cannibal, there's bound to be more. So I said to Kelvin, get your shit together, buddy. We're out of here. But not before I grabbed my electric unicycle. That thing was coming with me. Riding that thing around the forest was no easy feat. Matter of fact, I crashed pretty quickly. It was hilarious. I got up, though, and made sure Kelvin didn't see. That was the last thing I needed. Kelvin talking shit. Out of nowhere, I found some baton. I picked it up, swung it around. I said, this is going to be great for hitting people over the head with. And then I realized there was a taser, too, and that really made me happy. There was another cave nearby with some loot out front, so I put down my one wheel and searched the stuff. The first crate had a solar panel in it, bigger than the crate itself. I said, that's ridiculous. But there was also a box of crunchy munchies in there, so I did what any person would do. I ate the whole box. This cave was just as dark as the other cave. There was more stuff laying around, so I started picking it up. It was mostly food. But then, I spotted some watches on severed arms. You're damn right I took them. I know a guy in Jersey City that can move those watches in a day. $25 a pop. Once again, beyond my better judgment, I pushed deeper into the cave. Then I spotted something. It was a whole bunch of human skulls. I took one of them. I don't know why. I just figured it'd be cool to have. And you can't find them anywhere. It's not like you can go into Target and buy a human skull. Then I found some human bones. I took those too. I thought I could make something out of these, probably. And once again, I pushed further down into the cave. I saw a light in the distance, then I saw something else. There were people living down there. I mean, I don't know if I'd call them people. They looked like the fucking Blue Man Group. So, I walked up to him, shocked the shit out of him, and beat him over the head until he stopped moving. Finally, I found some painkillers. So I opened up my backpack, took a whole bottle right away. I said to myself, if I'm gonna die down here, at least I'm gonna feel good. A couple of more members of the Blue Man Group started shit. So I gave them what I gave the first member. An electric shock and a fractured skull. I found a cross on the ground. I said to myself, what am I gonna do with this thing? Pray them to death? But it was pretty cool, so I kept it. I didn't hesitate to re-equip my shocky bat, though. Found some poor bastard laying on the floor with a piece of paper in his hand, so I picked it up and read it. It said, FYI, this is what we are looking for. I had no idea what it meant, but I took it anyway. Deep in that cave, there was something waiting for me. Looked like Jabba the Hutt. Stuck in the rocks, it seemed. I didn't want to get too close, but out of the corner of my eye, I saw something on the ground. And I had to risk it. Got a little closer. I said, don't eat me, you fucking blob, and picked up 2 time bombs. I thought, hey, that's convenient. I've never used one of these things before, but I figured how hard could it be? So I pushed a button and threw it at that fucking blob. Blew it to pieces. One of them hit me. It was disgusting. I slid through that narrow crack that the blob was stuck in, pushing pieces of its carcass out of my way. I thought, what the fuck am I doing in here? Finally, light at the end of the tunnel. Literally, I'm not making an analogy. I was in a tunnel, there was light at the end. But there were also more members of the Blue Man Group, so I went all Tanya Harding on their ass. Except I didn't hire someone else to do it. I did it myself. Then I got hit from behind. I thought, oh shit. I hope I didn't bite off more than I can chew. So I started picking shit up off of the ground. I said, I might as well make this worth it. There was a piece of paper. I couldn't read it at the time because I was getting attacked. So I took my shocky bat, swung the hell out of that thing like I was Sammy Sosa. And I'm not talking Sammy Sosa now, I'm talking peak steroid Sammy Sosa. Even with low health and low energy, I never gave up. And I prevailed. But there was something else in that cave. I woke up in a uterus or some shit, so I gave myself a C-section because luckily I still had my knife on me. Most disgusting thing I've ever been through, I'm not gonna lie. And luckily, my backpack was right there. So I picked it up, put it on. Everything inside me was telling me to get the hell out of that cave, but I was just too damn curious as to what just attacked me. So I took some painkillers, and I said, let's go find that fucking thing. And boy, did I find it. It looked like a vagina that wanted to eat me. I thought I can take this thing, but then it hit me hard. So I ran away. By the time I got out of the cave, it was the middle of the night. I spotted Kelvin's light and thought, thank God. So I wrote him a note. I told him to build us a shelter, because I'm tired and I want to sleep. And why should I build it? I just fought a vagina, for Christ's sake. So that's what he did. And that was our first day in that godforsaken forest, but it wouldn't be the last. That's it? A fucking tarp on the floor, Kelvin?